Hey, welcome to this episode of beersjackofbbq. We were asked to do a product comparison, so check out the products we compared. Hey, I'm Craig, man behind the camera's Jack, as you know. ChefsTemp, as you know, we're working with them. They got an instant read I think is the best one that I have, and I use it all the time, not just on the channel. I use it daily at home whenever I'm cooking. So they also have a Quad XPro, which is this unit right here, and it's a 4-probe unit that works with RF technology, ranges up I believe over 500 feet. Going to verify it for you there. And that's the way this technology works. They also asked us to compare the Inkbird. This unit is either Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, has 4 probes as well, but only has the unit that reads by the grill, and the other can go to your phone as long as you get it within range. And then we have the Meter Plus. Meter Plus is a wireless probe, single unit though, it's only 1 probe itself. That one is complete Bluetooth, it goes right to your phone, depending on the range, depending on the grill it's in and also the range. The Plus does have the extender, which is the block itself is the extender that sits right next to the grill, but you only get about 200 feet out of that one. So let's show you what's in the box, and we'll talk more about each one. All right, let's start by going through each one, and I'll give you the pros and cons of each one. I'm going to start with the Meter Plus. Like I said, came in nice packaging. It actually came in a separate box. Got this off Amazon. It was like $100, I believe it was. Came in corrugated, had its own little box. It has the meter block, small for instructions, and if you need help, go right to their website. But basically, meter is just a block. I actually own 2 of these myself that I've used at home. I do like them for certain things, but basically all it is there's an app on your phone, and we can see if this will connect right away. Pull it out of the block, and it should show up as one of the probes here. Yeah, so it just showed up down here in the bottom screen here that it just connected, and it does the temperature. So you do insert it like what this is showing you right here. You insert this all the way into the meat to this point here. This part in here reads the meat temperatures. The back parts reads the ambient temperature of the grill. So that's actually kind of cool for certain things. The reason I got it initially was for rotisserie. When you do rotisserie, you can't necessarily have the wires that these others have. So that was kind of the main factor. This one actually works nice as well. You will have issues with battery life over a very long cook at times. I see it now, it's actually flashing red, so it means something didn't charge properly that's sitting there. Not a big deal, usually you can take care of that, but the one thing I notice the most is where I sit in my house, I lose a connection, or you're doing a long cook, you got a pork shoulder in, it's gonna be 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours to cook it. My phone's constantly going off when I'm doing stuff within the house or around the house because I'm constantly losing connection with this. Again, it's not a bad thing because when I want to go check temperature, just leave my phone as I get closer, it works out well. I did notice that in my Komodo Joe, this one transmits more just because it's just got the ceramic to go through. When I'm in one of the S&S kettles, it seems like that kettle metal affects this even more for distance that it goes to reach the block itself. So kind of like I said, pros and cons, not a bad product at all. Definitely a good thing for rotisserie, but when it's only 1 probe for the price that you're getting these others for. And again, good for rotisserie. Distance is an issue. But other than that, decent device. All right, let's talk about the Inkbird. So this is a unit I didn't have before and never used before. From what I saw online, it's around $100 as well. For what I got it for was, that price too I saw on Amazon. Single unit, got an area for the 4 probes down here. Single unit, when it's turned on, will actually connect to your phone. This thing though is Wi-Fi. And like I said, you may have some Bluetooth on it, that's when you're right near the grill, but it won't extend far beyond that. But if you get a hook to the Wi-Fi, it only is compatible with 2.4, I want to say gigahertz is the right term. It does not work with a 5.0 gigahertz as well. And my system at home is a mesh system, and most mesh systems are both. and usually have trouble with these types of units. This one actually connected. I'm not at home right now. We're actually at Jack's house shooting some of these parts of this video, but when we do show you as we're using it in the cooks, I'll show you that I did get it connected to mine, which surprised me because normally when I have that scenario, it will not connect for me. The only other issue you could have with Wi-Fi, like for me, my grill's are on my patio. So there's a lot of other people that have grills at another, not say another location, but not right by the house that they can pick up Wi-Fi. And again, I know I have Wi-Fi connection on my back patio because I have a security camera out there. So that's the reason I actually have it to have that coverage. But this unit also comes with 4 probes. It does come with 2 grate clips and also then your power cable. So this thing here, when it's fully charged, they do say it does last like 20 hours as long as the light isn't being used for the thing and it has a charging cable, or I have a battery pack for other units that I have that I will plan on plug that in and play with it. Instructions are there, and again, I'm not connected to it right now, but it is just an app, and it's hard to see here because I'll grayed out because it isn't lit up. But shows you the 4 different units. You can do some basic functions with this for temperatures. I mean, for me, that works for me. I'm pretty basic when it comes to cooking. I want to know what the temperature is. I usually don't care about time. I know we get that question a lot of times. And I sometimes want to know what the grill temp is if I'm not paying attention to it. But for the most part, I'm just worried about what the meat's doing at that time. But again, nice little compact unit. Get the Wi-Fi to work properly for you. Not a bad unit. Again, $100 in price. So all 3 of these are around the same in price range. So, all right, let's talk about the Quad XPro. Like I said, 4 prongs or 4 units, 4 cables with units, all nicely packaged. It comes with a little code indicator, which is nice because it gives you extra ones on a lot of these things. I've actually used this thing a lot, doing a low cook with a lot of smoke. These things will get black, but they actually clean up pretty nice when I clean my probes up. Comes with the piece for the grate, and one of the probes is actually the sensor for like putting it on a grill grate. It's going to give you the perfect grill grate temperature. Just at the cord, I haven't totally figured out what this is for. We probably could hang this unit around or carry it with you. I typically don't. Mine usually sit somewhere in the house that I'm going to walk by when I'm doing something. Again, you're going for 8 or 10 hours. I'm not babysitting my grills. I know what the grills do. I know what temperatures they run at. I did use this past weekend. Had 2 different grills set up because I had pork shoulders in each one of them. Was kind of playing around a little bit, but had 1 cable to one grill, 1 cable to the other grill with the pork shoulder, and then 1 on the grill grate. Because the new grill, and I was just playing with the temperatures, make sure I knew what I was doing. The other grill, I have dialed in, I know where it is. So didn't necessarily need it for that reason. But the units themselves, this unit here is out by the grill, stays with the grills where the cables plug into. And this is what kind of goes along with goes in the house. They each have a stand to kind of sit, which is kind of nice to see for a quick glance. This one actually just has more of this type setting. And sorry, I don't have batteries in this right now yet. We'll sit like that. So like I said, sitting on my table, this thing will go 500 feet with RF technology. So I don't have to worry about the Bluetooth. Like I mentioned, the meter goes about 200 feet and will cut out on me depending on what grill I am. Just in my easy chair in the living room when I'm sitting, sometimes during the day when I have a long cook going, this will cut out. Or one thing I noticed, every time I go out to the garage or run to the mailbox, which is, once a day where this thing cuts out, your phone's beeping in your pocket. Cables themselves can handle up to 700 degrees. So you never really want your cables to cross live fire in any way anyway. And the probes itself can get a real high reading, but it will stop reading at like 572 degrees. But typically you're not going beyond that with these cables for whatever you're doing. The other thing, like I said, with the RF technology goes at 500 feet. The battery life in this, compared to others, this thing will go 1,000 hours with fresh batteries in it. So again, never really a worry unless you use this thing like 47 times for the year. It'll give you a battery indicator, shows you what to do. But the really cool thing that I like the most in this unit is every unit here, every probe has its own setting. So there's other 4 probe units out there that you have to kind of just a few buttons, then you got to scroll through everything to get the settings you want. This one, you can set every one individually, which is really nice. So as you can tell, I'm a fan of ChefsTemp. Both Jack and I are. products we use. I use them when we aren't doing the channel. It's something I use at all times, but try not to boast too much on them, but you know, I do like their products. All right, let's show them all in use for the temperature probes. Got a nice big pork chop going in here. I did feed these through the side already, so we just want to get that one in. We'll get this one in, same about space. And we got the meter. Like I said, this has to go into the line, so I'm going to try to get that in there as well. There we go. So you can see the units on the table here. We got the Inkbird. We got the ChefsTemp unit, which that's got a receiver, so we don't need to do anything with it. It's all right there. I won't set the alarm on this one now, but I would normally just set it to 145. Actually, I can. It's pretty easy. That's my end temperature set. That's all done. Like I said, this will show me the same temperature there. The other ones will connect on the phone. So I do have the Inkbird set up here. Like I said, this in my house, I'm good with it. I did learn I didn't have it shut off properly and the battery's already dead, so I have my extra battery pack on there as well. So that is one of the negatives there. This one here, if you did something wrong, I left it on too long, battery's dead, you put new batteries in, you move on. This one here, I'm having to charge it, so I hope my battery pack will keep up on that one. But it's at 47 degrees. I can set it to, here, go to, let's see if I can do this. Hit setup. We'll pick pork and 145, so we'll be good to go here. So that's going to let us know when we get close. And then the meter, it's at 52. We'll set up, we'll go pork again. I'll go chop. We'll pick our medium. And we'll be good to go, 145. Start to cook. Hard to do it upside down. See, I don't have the volume on my phone, which I never do, but it'll show you what's going on. This one actually will show you the temperature of the grill itself as well. But soaking this one, just adding another probe. Same with the Inkbird too. So let's watch them roll. All right, just went real quick with the probe test here that we did. So the Inkbird and the ChefsTemp dead on the whole time, and I'm really at the same spot. The meter was actually a little bit higher, but I'm actually a little front more too. But like I said, they all performed as they should. It's just that this thing, the battery low, has been blinking the whole time, and the meter, plus when I went inside the house to do something else, I got a message on my phone that it disconnected and then connected when I came back out. So overall though, they all work. It's just a matter of how much convenience you want with the ChefsTemp. All right, so we'll just do a quick ending on the different tests that we did on the different temperature probes here. So like I said, we were contacted by ChefsTemp, so it's not that we're just trying to favor them in any way. It's honestly what I do on the weekends. But anyway, Inkbird, we got, like I said, also got this 4 probes, 2 great clips. This thing hooks up Wi-Fi to your phone, and again, for my purposes here in my house, it actually worked out well. The only downsides of this would be if you don't have Wi-Fi near where you're cooking, this is going to have a tough time connecting. And the other thing is battery life. I think it was user error on my end that I ran something out on this, but and I do have a power pack, so I was okay that way. Temperature-wise, as far as it goes for all 3 of these, temperature was right on for all 3 of them. So again, they all did well that way. This one again is convenient if you want to go to your phone, and that's all you're planning to do with it. But like I said, for me, like I said, worked out well on my side of it. Meter Plus, like I said, I already use these, and I use these for rotisserie. These are definitely an issue when it goes to distance that they're going to go to for picking it up. Like I said, in my house, I sit in my easy chair, and this thing will blink in and out. If I go in my garage, it definitely disconnects. Again, not a big deal when I'm using it, because when I come out to check the grill, I can see the temperature on my phone. Works out well, has alarms. Does do graphs at the, for yourself when you're doing your cook, so that's kind of a plus that way. But overall, 1 probe, same price for the 2. ChefsTemp, like I said, battery operated. The RF technology goes 500 feet plus. My house, anywhere I was, this is not an issue. Again, this sits in my chair. I just sit there. It sits there all day when you're doing a long cook. Battery life, no concerns. Like I said, 1,000-hour battery life to it on fresh batteries. And that's, you know, using it minimal as you can, not turning the lights on all the time. Just like this one, less lights you turn on, the longer it's going to last. But I like that each one you can set the probe, each one differently, has its own buttons for it instead of scrolling through trying to get there. And like I said, 4 probes, doing a long cook. It just sits in the house wherever I'm at. I can always just walk by, glance at the temperature, because like I said, I know what my grills do. I know where they run. So I just want to see what the meat's doing at all times. But overall, like I said, not going to complain about any of them. They're all decent, you know, they're all good thermometers. It's just a matter of what your preference is and your convenience is. So, you know, for me, ChefsTemp Quad XPro just does the job that I like on the weekends when I'm doing multiple things on the grill. So hopefully you like for this. We do have some coupon codes for ChefsTemp in there. It saves you some money, which is kind of nice. But again, hope you like it. We'll see you next time.